There we go.
I'm going to ask a bad question because I'm a bad boy. Is it ever okay if you feel lazy, maybe you ate too much cake, maybe you partied in Adelaide or Sydney too much, I don't know where there's a good place to party, to use an article?
Sorry, go on.
Is it ever okay to use an article spinner?
Just tell me what you mean by spinner, because I've heard different ways of that.
Something that spins the content to change the words, but it still makes it unique.
Yeah, if it's your content, yeah. If you want to change it.
What if you find a blog post that you like that some of it's related, and then you mince it with an article spinner and you mince different blog, like maybe you're writing and then you like something someone said, but then you get the article spinner to say different words. Is that okay?
Can I throw something in? Because actually I went over training and stuff that actually talked about that back a couple of years ago. I was taught that on that, if you're going to do that, really read through it to make sure it sounds like your own voice.
Absolutely.
Because if it's not coming out in your own voice and somebody reads it, they might pick up on the fact that you're spinning an article or something, and it might cause somebody to flag you or something like that, or
it takes away from your authenticity, doesn't it? And your stand as an expert in your field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, Dan's right. Yeah, I would. I'd rewrite it if it's something like you're really passionate about. But I would also link back to the original.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that's the other thing, is always link back to that, so that way you give them credit and show them that you're not trying to override or something like that. Because if somebody remotely even thinks, just like on copyrighted pictures and stuff, if somebody thinks that, you're using something that theirs that's copyrighted or something, they can force you to take it down, or they can even go after you monetarily. So I think that's kind of the same thing with, something like that. If they can really show that you, so I would suggest spinning it and then maybe spinning it again, but really reading to see if it's your own voice.
Yeah, I agree. And again, you've got to take a step back and say, I want to be known as a top influencer in this field. I need to have an authentic voice that's mine. Sure, you could even begin, I read this great article about this. I'm going to put my own spin on it, and I'm going to say, I agree with it, but I think this, or I might think that. Here's the original article. Go and make up your own mind. Yeah. And then again, you're sort of beginning a discussion and you're reflecting on. The truth of the matter is, Curry, there is nothing new on the internet. I don't know anything about why cats purr. I did some research. I come up with 3 or 4 different articles, and I mentioned them or I linked to them. But the truth is, the 3 or 4 articles nearly all said the same thing. Yeah.
I would say there's nothing new on the internet, but there's always a new perspective of something new on the internet. Like
your voice, and again, that's what Dan's saying. It's got to be your voice on it. It's got to be your opinion on it.
Okay.
Yeah. And even if you just share, like this website we've got up here. This blog post, Portraits of a Dog Who Didn't Make It, an Act of a Dog. I included an act of a dog in the title because that's their motto, and if anyone's searching for it, wants to find more information about it, they'll find it. But I put my own voice on this. The facts, like he worked with 12 by 12, he created 5,500 portraits. The images were sent to him by dog shelter volunteers of the dogs that were going to be euthanized. But I put all this, I put my spin on it. The facts are there, the facts are the same. Anyone could read about these facts. But for me, what I often do is I'll see something, whether it's an article, an infographic or a video, and in the back of my mind, I'll be thinking, what one thing, just one, has caught my attention? And in this particular instance that we have up here on the screen, it was the emotional impact of, now I paint too, and I've done portraits of my own dogs and cats, And I can tell you that there is, when you're doing the eyes, there's something really significant. If you can get the eyes right, the rest of the portrait becomes secondary, because our eyes are at the windows to the soul, and even an animal's soul, if you believe in that, or it's just something incredibly powerful. And when I read in the original article that when this guy was painting and he was staring at these photographs of these dogs who are no longer with us, he was really emotionally impacted by that. And it drove him to continue, but it was such a long, arduous task that it really nearly broke him. And for me, that part of that touched me. And that's one of the things I really honed in and focused on.
That's really good information. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to just chucking a blog post up is no longer good enough. You've got to format it in such a way that it delivers something, your unique and authentic voice, and it also makes the search engines happy.
Yeah.
And they'll want to share your stuff because you've done all the right things. You've been genuine, you've been original, and you're helping other people online.
Yeah. I have a weird question. I'm going to throw you for a loop here. Do you know what Steam It is, Susan?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you know what Steam It is, Susan?
No. Steam It? No.
Steam It. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, of course. I'll stop sharing this. Yeah.
No, you're not allowed, Kareem.
I can't think of anything funny to do. Ocean's 8, Alaska.
Stupid band.
This is Steam It. Basically, there's this dude who's like, Facebook's evil fascist and stuff. Or whatever he was thinking. Ned Scott and Dan Larimer, and they said, let's put a cryptocurrency around blogging. And my question is, this is a little bit different, so I don't think I can get an answer, but it has a title here. You write a story, and then you can put up to 5 tags. Since you've never used this, if you like take a look at it, maybe if you want to, because I've had some friends do it. Basically, how it works.
Give me, what's the purpose?
The purpose is you want to get paid for content. Oh, and I clicked the wrong button. You want to get paid for content, and you want to see, is your content the best out there? And how it's done is people upvote. So what's really going? USA wants travelers to declare Bitcoin to border. Think of it as a competition. Like, I think I have something really interesting to blog about. And the thing with Steam It is you could talk one day about politics. You could talk about what's going on in the world, 4 ways humans might go extinct. Maybe not the nicest thing on the Power Hour. And then we have like BS investors, updates, new study. And my question would be, because people upvote this, and then based on the upvotes, you get money. So it's basically like saying, I'm going to put my blog post out there and compete. What do you think what do you think I could write about here? Because I've tried writing things that didn't get many upvotes. What do you think is hot in blogging that I could start? Maybe not hitting up here, but maybe getting down here or start.
I see. So who pays you though?
The community does by people upvoting this. You see this upvote here, if people can see it.
Yeah, I can see that, and it's made 2,900.
When you get like this many upvotes and you get tons of responses, it basically pushes your blog post to get paid for it. That means more people are reading it, like Steamfest. It's a big thing that's going on.
So where do these blog posts actually exist on the Steam It website, or do they go to your website and your blog?
I think, the answer is kind of difficult with that. They could and they could not. I don't have an answer for that.
I don't understand. Because if you're providing content to Steam it and it's ending up on their website,
It could be
then
both.
you're helping their SEO go through the roof. My question is, I don't understand who pays you. Where does the money come from? I understand how you get paid, how they rank, how much you should get paid.
Basically, here's what happened. It could be off your website. You could be writing, let's say you copy and paste a thing about dogs.
Actually, you can say down here, you can actually see it. It says in Steam it, in Bitcoin, in life.
And then you get paid by upvotes. Basically, you get tons and tons of people upvoting. You'll get paid.
But Kareem, you're not answering my question. Who gives you the money?
Basically how it works is, basically the website gives you the system gives you the money from upvotes. That's actually how it works. It's kind of weird to put
where does the money come from? Is it like a donation?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Where does the money come from?
Seems like it seems like a scam to me.
It's not a scam because I actually got paid for. I didn't get paid a lot, but
where does the money come? Who is it? The voters that pay money?
It gets paid. Okay, basically, it gets paid from the general ledger. It has its own blockchain, and I can't go into this because we'll be here forever. But there's a Steam It white paper to explain like the technical things, so I'm not here on it. There's an actual white paper, so before you're like, it's scam, it's evil, it's stinky.
We're not saying that. We're just questioning the motives behind it. But if you want to make money, if it's legitimate and you want to make money, what's hitting the news now? Go to it like when I open up my Internet Explorer, it brings up all the top news articles. That's
Okay.
I would say research a little bit more about what crypto, blockchain, or whatever is behind it, and where that money's coming from, to make sure that when you do get paid, you said you already got paid something a little bit, but
Yes, I did.
But if it's something where you're not in control of, we're not in control of our content on, Google and stuff, but at the same point, it still is our information, and we still have some. So that's what I'm getting, and I think I agree with Susan. We're driving their stuff to get ranked really high, but how does it help me get my stuff ranked?
How it would help you is you write something on your blog, you're like, man, I wrote an awesome post about X. Then you say, I bet if I go in competition with other posts that are about different subjects, people would really like it. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. And the posts don't have to be super long. So you go on Steam It, you post the content that's already kicking butt on Google, and you may or may not get paid from the general ledger, which is the blockchain. How it works is the blockchain works in conjunction with people upvoting. You think of it like YouTube, that instead of having views and having subscriptions, you have upvotes, and then you get paid. Does that make more sense that way? And you get paid from the actual.
Basically, but on YouTube, you're getting paid out of people buying subscriptions to things and stuff. So that's how they pay people out on those.
You don't pay for subscriptions on YouTube.
They pay. It's paid with ad revenue.
Well, I meant ad revenue. Sorry, but still.
No.
But ad revenue or things that you pay for on YouTube, because I've rented videos on YouTube, so I'm sure that's part of their stream and stuff too. So in that sense, there's something there behind it that you can kind of understand where the money's coming from. That's what I think people will find having a hard time understanding. I understand a little bit about the cryptocurrency because of having seen a couple things, stuff I don't understand like maybe you do and stuff, but in that sense, to me it sounds like it's another way of people trying to get paid for and not have to be dealing with other aspects of how you get paid that are out there in the world right now.
Yeah, no, okay. Well, I'll go over more later off camera, And if anybody's interested, they can hit us up on the Entrepreneur Power Hour, because we're kind of at the top of the hour. So I want to big thank you to Susan again. Always love these presentations.
Oh, Sheila.
Big thank you to Sean, Carrie, even though you can't talk, you're on your phone. Thanks for coming. My friend Chang, Fran, Bill Maybauer, and always Dan Sissick. Thank you for being here. This is the Power Hour. Hope you learned how to make awesome blog posts. So get out there and start blogging.